Microsoft Word 1.0, that would later be part of the most successful business suite for multitasking in a Windows type of environment, was introduced firstly on a Macintosh computer in 1984, the first year of the Macintosh. Word was soon followed by Excel 1.0 and PowerPoint 1.0. A few years later, the first Microsoft Office package featuring Word, Excel, PowerPoint and Microsoft Mail was finally presented to the public. Microsoft Office 89 for Mac. Office for Windows was only introduced in 1990 for Microsoft's own powerful and improved Windows 3.0 operating system. My first contact with Microsoft's new environment and Office applications was in '92 with the upgraded Windows 3.1. In this same year, the Amiga family also got a business suite of their own, Mini Office from Europress Software, a company that I only knew for being the publisher of the awesome Network Q Rack Rally game for DOS, released a year later. During the 80s, the Europress group consisted of several other companies, including software development, and, with the boom of personal computers, quickly reached, in the early 90s, the top 5 largest British software houses. It all started in 1965, year when Derek Meekin formed Europress to publish magazines and newspapers. During the 80s, with the growth of the British computer industry, Europress expanded its own publishing business and became involved in software development. Later in the decade, Europress Software was separated from the main company, and inside it a new brand of video games was created, Mandarin Software, and presented to the press in, you guessed it, a Chinese restaurant in London. In the 80s, and under the label Database Educational Software, Europress was responsible for a series of educational packages in the UK that were sold only by mail order. Then, in 1989, the Fun School 2 range of software was packaged more professionally and also placed in store shelves all around the place. These packages were available for the ZX Spectrum, BBC Micro, Commodore 64, Acorn Electron, Amstrad CPC, Amiga, Atari ST and DOS, and went on through 1998 with the very last Fun School 7 CD-ROM set of educational software. Also in 1991, Europress bought Newsfield, a highly reputed publishing company responsible for the awesome and much respected computer and video games magazines Zap 64 and Crash. This new branch of the Europress empire, branded Europress Impact, went on for 3 more years with 5 new publications, till it all collapsed in 1994. In 2012, and under distribution by this company, which name I refuse to pronounce, Europress developed a puzzle adventure game inspired by Jane Austen's classic novel Pride and Prejudice, that also had its debut in movie theaters back in 2005, with Academy Award nominee Keira Knightley leading the cast. Other video game titles published under Europress Software's label were, in 1992, Dojo Dan for Commodore Amiga and with an awesome soundtrack by Alistair Brimble. In 1996, Titanic Adventure Out of Time for Windows and Macintosh. In 1997, Rally Championship The X Miles add-on for Windows. In 1999, Mobile One Rally Championship for Windows and PS1, and now under actualized the rebranded Europress. But in 1992 came this weird title that was bundled in a cover disc of Amiga Action Magazine number 43, Unsensible Soccer, where we get to play with a team of oranges. Weird, but super fun. In 1992 came as well this business suite of professional software to take advantage of all the multitasking and graphical capabilities of the Commodore Amiga. This way, the Amiga could also be seen as a workstation rather than a simple but powerful games console. The usual Commodore customers would stick with the brand, and potential ones would consider the Amiga platform as a serious contender of the IBM PC and Macintosh in this area, now that the more appealing and highly anticipated A1200 and A4000 were being released. Besides the price of Amiga computers being much more attractive, also this package of office software was hugely affordable compared to its Microsoft's counterpart. The Europress Mini Office's starting price was only £59, and you could do just the same stuff and probably more with this one. Looking at the box, its white background automatically tells us that we're facing a set of serious software stuff for the Amiga computers. At that time there weren't many options in this area, just some old and obsolete packages or shareware that no longer suited the need for more modern and thoughtful work. Hope you enjoyed this overlook at a company that started publishing newspapers and ended up creating video games, educational software and business suites of productivity applications.